Ta-da, what is happening out there in YouTube land, my friends? Yours truly, Rockin' Dave, the real deal. North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. That's right, my friends. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to show you a little trick on what is for alternate picking. And it's an easy way to get it developed by using riffs. But it's not just a riff on one string. You are going to be crossing strings. And this is the best way to build on your alternate picking, because at some point you are going to have to cross strings. There is absolutely no way around it. So this is what we're going to be doing here. Okay, so the riff I'm doing is going to be on the A string and the D string. And it is actually based off of a classical piece. That's actually a classical piano piece, borrowed from a piece called Historias Leyenda, written by Isaac Albeniz, who is a Spanish piano player. And that piece actually is this. But there is a lot going on here, because you have the thumb striking the note. Actually, the thumb is doing this, while the middle finger hits a constant open B string. So what we're doing here is just really eliminating the B string, and this is very common. It gets used. A lot of metal we'll borrow from classical and flamenco style. So basically this is what the riff is, and the riff is going to consist of your index, your third finger, and your pinky on your fretted hand. And we're going to do alternate picking with the picking hand, or in this case my right hand. So this is what we have here. This is what the pattern is. It is this. And I'm just going to stay on the 7th fret here, and the notes I'm playing is E, B, A. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. E, B, C, A, B, G, A, F sharp, G, and then back to the E. It starts to cycle. But this is what's called a circular motion. When I play this E, I don't hit the string twice. So it won't throw off my picking technique, because now here is the alternate picking technique. Down on the E note on the A string, up on your B on the D string, down on C, up on A, down on B, up on G, down on A, up on B, and then back to your E. So with a little bit of distortion, if you want to do some palm muting, this is a really good riff to use as an exercise to build your alternate picking, because you are crossing strings. Remember, it's always when you cross strings where people have the problem. This is very, very common. So here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. it's a really good riff to use, and you're also doing different finger, not really too much different finger combination, but you are using your index, your third finger or your ring finger, and your pinky. Now here's another 3-note riff that is gonna be, one note is on the high E string and the next 2 notes are on your B string. And this is in the key of G major, so you're only going to have one sharp, which is your F sharp. However, this is what is going to happen. This is going to alternate your alternate picking, if this makes sense. Meaning, I'm going to start on my 5th fret position. Here, to really explain a little bit more better, the alternate picking is going to be on the high E string. In this case, I'm starting this A note with an upstroke. The next pattern, it's going to be on this B note with a downstroke. The next pattern is going to be on C with an upstroke, and the next pattern will be a downstroke on the D. And then finally the last pattern is on an upstroke on the high E, then back to D, down, back to C, up, back to B, down, and back to A, up. But what the pattern is, like I said, it's 3 notes. 1 note on the high E string, 2 notes on the B string. And this is what it's going to look like. So I kind of knocked myself out of sync because I noticed I'm looking at this light and it looks like it's washed out, and I don't want you to get freaked out. But here, we'll do this again. This is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then up. So here is what the pattern is. Up, down, up. Down, up, down. 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 Up, down, up. This might be a little bit challenging, so you could, rewind this video and you could skip this little part, but basically it's a little pattern like this. So it gives you a situation that you might be in where you have to change. You're crossing strings, and you might be changing a down and upstroke pattern on the high E string. Because remember, this pattern's got 3 notes. 1 note is on one string, the other 2 is on the other string. So again, you'd have if you're doing this pattern, if it's up, down, up, then your next pattern is down, up, down. Next pattern, up, down, up, and so forth. Okay, now the last one I want to show you is a 4-finger exercise, and we're going to change it just a little bit, because I think everyone understands if you do a 4-finger exercise, you do anywhere on the fretboard. In this situation, I'm going from the 9th fret up to the 12th fret, all the way down and coming back up. I think a lot of you are going to understand if you start with a downstroke, then it'll be up, your next stroke, then down, up, 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 and so forth. So when you are going up to the high E string, every time you cross to the next string, it's on a downstroke. Okay, a very common problem that when I hear is this: the pinky is weak, and so is the upstroke. So here's how you could fix this problem by doing the pattern backwards. You're still going to go down to the high E string, and you're still going to come back up to the low E string. But instead of doing the pattern like this, ascending up on each note, you're going to reverse it. You're going to start with the pinky, and you're going to start with an upstroke. So you're going to have up, down, 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 up, down. If you notice that I'm hitting each note with the same value of picking attack, or at least I'm trying to make each note solid and clear. And here, let me do this slow so you could really understand what it is. You know, a lot of people have the problem also with their picking technique of minus if you're doing pick slides. You know, you're going to get that. You'll slide in on the side of the pick to get that pick slide. You will wear down the side of the pick, and you could take on a nice carpet, not flush carpet, but it's kind of a flat carpet, and you could kind of sand that out. But I would notice people when they're playing, if they tip the pick sideways, it gets a real scratchy, real scratchy effect. And then they wonder, how could I clean this up? Well, especially taking a riff that's a little bit more tolerable to listen to and enjoyable, like the one I started with, this riff. It's a little bit enjoyable to listen to, and at the same time you're learning how to control by playing with the tip of your pick rather than to the side of it, because otherwise it sounds scratchy, and unless you're looking for that type of a sound, then that's fine. But this is the complaint that a lot of people will say, and then when they try to play anything fast, you notice that the notes are very solid. They're not weak. They're not like scratchy or anything. So when you're working on your alternate picking and you're doing you're crossing strings and you're trying to gain control, try to pick a riff that you like, or maybe a riff that's in a song that you're trying to learn. Or like I said, this riff, it gets used in metal a lot. Something that you like to listen to, but yet you won't feel rushed. See, what happens is when people feel rushed, then they lose control. And they're probably thinking, well, wow, where am I going to find something that sounds musical, is not real fast, sounds cool, and I could actually play it at that tempo all day long, and it's not going to bother me, and it's not going to make me feel like I'm rushed. This is definitely one of them. So rewind this video as many times as you need to, and just take your time in your learning process, because it's not going to happen overnight. And don't get discouraged, because some people, they will excel at a faster rate than others, It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. The most important thing is, do you understand it and do you feel comfortable with it? And could you start to see yourself making progress? Where, you know, when you start feeling that what you're playing has become second nature, chances are it's not just both hands are getting in sync. Your mind is also getting it in it's what I call its mind's eye, where you could see this so that you could gain control over. Because once you lose control, and that's what happens, people try to do stuff way too fast than even their mind could handle. And when the mind is going to lose control, the hands are going to lose control too. You know, there's no control, there's no synchronization. So again, just take your time with everything. And if you find any teacher, and matter of fact, here, let me, before I say that, you learn from as many people as you can and as many styles that you like, but never overwhelm your mind, because then nothing's going to happen. Learn from as many people as you can, and even if there's a person that you see, maybe you don't really like them too much or whatever, but if they got solid information and you ignore it, that might be the solid information that you need. So always keep that in mind. You know, you could learn from the best teacher and from the best books and the best videos, but if you don't apply yourself, very little is going to happen. So it does require you putting in a little bit of discipline and structure there. Just take your time, but it does take effort on your part. And again, if you find a teacher in your area, a local teacher that you connect with and you want to take lessons from them, by all means sign up and let's help support all our local teachers. All right, my friends, leave in the comments what you think about this. And until next video, I want to thank everyone for subscribing and everything. I really appreciate that. But until next video, you stay safe, you stay true, rock on, and God bless you.